that's good?
Yeah.
You want it zoomed in?
No zoom. No zoom. I'll find out.
What up?
Hey.
What up? Do my intro. What is it?
What's up, guys? It's Nikki MGTV.
Close. What up, guys? You're tuning in to Nikki MGTV for another military video for all your military video needs. And as always, if you want to know about my life, you can always ask questions via Snapchat, Instagram. They're listed down below, or comment if you're too lazy to do so. I brought Nelsen on board today to bring in some other insight from the video. What have you done? Who are you?
Hey, how's it going? I'm Nelson. I am a corpsman in the Navy. I did a stint on Camp Pendleton, then I spent a good portion of time overseas in Europe. And that was probably...
He was a greenside corpsman.
Yeah. But my experience, I felt like I had a better time going overseas than I did greenside. So when it came to going overseas, I joined the Navy. I was just like, I got to get out of my hometown. Yeah. And I want to see stuff. I want to do stuff cool. Yeah, I want to serve my country, but I want to get stationed somewhere cool, you know?
Yeah,
everybody. That's why I joined the Navy over anything else, because I was like, do I want to go to South Dakota, or do I want to get stationed at the beach? And
that's a good point. That's why I didn't join the Air Force. Sorry if you guys are joining the Air Force, but that's why I didn't join.
That was for me. I was just like, I wanted to get out of my hometown, and I wanted to go to the coolest place. So I was like, Navy got all the cool bases, so I want to join the Navy. And then I ended up doing that by going to Sicily for about 2 years. Yeah. And my entire time in Sicily for 2 years, I went to 18 countries. So
we're at the same point. 18 countries.
18 countries.
But you did that 18 countries in 2 years. I did 18 countries in 3 years.
Oh. Well, a little faster at the trigger, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit fast. I would have redone that a little bit.
I was like backpacking all over the place.
So Nelsen is also appearing weekly on the Instagram. If you want to see him, there are 2 photos the past 2 weeks he's come on. First one's gay. Second one's amazing. It's okay.
But I'm not gay.
He's not gay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
We just act gay.
It's a bromance kind of thing.
Bromance. What the video is going to be about today is being stationed overseas. I was stationed over in Spain. He was in Italy. So kind of give you guys an insight as where you could be going if you're joining, or if you're looking to get orders there, what you could expect.
Well, there's
Germany, Greece,
Northern Italy.
Yeah.
It depends on where you go. There's things popping up all over the place.
And then there's like Army stuff too. There's Air Force too. So even if you're not Navy, you can go over there, which is awesome. What was your favorite part about being stationed overseas?
It was cool because, I like going there as a second command because I already knew the job. Cool. I knew how everything kind of worked. I wasn't an idiot like I was like my first, place, but I was a little more responsible, so I got to do more stuff, have more fun, but like not be at risk for like losing anything in the job.
Your stress level was a little bit less because you knew the job.
I went there and then I had people going there for the very first time. Yeah. And I was stressed out for them because drinking age in Europe is like 18. Oh yeah. So for a lot of people that, just grew up, underage drinking happens, you know, especially I did it when I was in high school. Is this incriminating right now?
No, it's not. I think everyone's had their parents give them here's a sip of a beer,
Yeah, it's just it just happens. Yeah. But if you're on a base in the States, it's a little looked down upon. But when you're overseas, they allow it because it's the agreement of the place you go. Yeah. They want you to be careful about it because in my experience, seeing people, their first time, no holds barred, they're free, they can go out to all these cool European clubs and places. And
discotecas?
Yeah, discotecas. And it just, some people had a little harder of a time with that. Not to mention, there were other people that been drinking for a while, and they were even having a hard time too. It's just, I like going there as a second place because I kind of knew how everything worked, and I knew overall consequences instead of just me learning it for the first time in a safer kind of space.
Well, I was going to tell them too, is if you're stationed overseas, like Japan, Europe, and they have the drinking age at 18, the commanding officer will let you drink if you're going to follow that country's rules. But they can also tell you not to drink. So
yeah, they can put you like
liberty risk.
Liberty risk. Yeah, they can put you on a if you mess up or anything, if you can't handle yourself, they'll be like, all right, you can't drink at all. If we catch you drinking, then we'll just deal with you like that. But
would you suggest Italy or Europe in general for a first duty station?
Oh no,
it's kind of tough.
It depends on what you like, because I really like scuba diving and doing beach stuff. That's that's what I like.
Yeah.
So being on an island in Sicily was awesome because we were scuba diving like in the summer every other weekend or every 2 weeks. We made friends with like a dive instructor, an Italian dive instructor out there, and he would just take us out while he was teaching other people, and we would just work on different levels of our PADI licenses and stuff. And so the travel is like obviously the best part, because let's say to fly from LA to London, probably $900, right? Easily. If it's it might be $1,200, $1,300. I flew to London for $100 one day, and I would fly to Rome from Sicily for $30. I got a plane ticket for like $20-$30 one time. Round trip. I flew to Venice, and I got a rental car for like $18 a day. I drove to Austria and back, which was like the best trip I've been on.
I was gonna say, on top of that, I don't like your limitations of traveling in Europe are not the time off. You're gonna get tons of time off because we had 4 days off for every holiday. Did you guys have that too?
Yeah. So,
but the limiting factor is going to always be your wallet. Like, I think every time no matter what rank you are, it's the wallet that gets you.
My whole thing when I was there, when I would tell people, was like, you're never going to be that age in that place ever again. Yeah. So, save. Don't be, balling out at the,
save your money while you're back at the base to blow your money when you go travel somewhere else.
That's the other thing. You can travel other places, right?
Yeah.
But where you are, there's going to be a lot of stuff immediately outside of base that will just, let's go walk to the bar across the street, or let's go to the town that's right next door. But where you are, generally, if you can just get some friends and you get one car and make the most out of your immediate area, because I know a lot of people, don't be that guy that just sits in your barracks room in another country and just drinks and stays there. Never just anything, complains the entire time that they hate it there because, the job is different from what they expected, because it's everywhere you can have a set job, but it could be different
every place you go. And that's just like if you worked at, like, I always use McDonald's as an analogy. Like, if you worked at McDonald's in New York City, it's going to be different than if you work at McDonald's in Idaho. Like, they're two different beasts and like expectations, even though it's the same job.
I had, a different experience when I was stationed in California, and then I went there, and it was just different. So people going there for the first time have a little different exposure to what they're going to be working on, because realistically, depending where you go, there's just different stuff to do. You can sit there and complain about the hand you're dealt, or you can make the most out of it. So some people didn't do that, and they just sat in their room and drank
PS4
and play 2K15 or 2K16 like when they were there. And I hung out with those people when I first got there, and I was like, hey, you guys want to go do this, this, and this? And they didn't want to do that, so I ended up having to make new friends. So you just gotta get out of your comfort zone, because you'll never be there again.
A lot of people, I would say this, there's a lot of people that want to stay in mini America. Like, I call base mini America because it's got all the necessities to be American. And no joke, there were people that were in Spain that had seriously not left the base in months because they lived on base. And I was like, how do you you never want to leave this? Like, this isn't Cuba. Like, you're stuck on the base in Cuba. But they would be stuck in Spain. And I was like, I don't get it. Like, I wanted to mention also, when you guys get stationed overseas, the money is much better because you get what's called cost of living allowance. So things like in Europe, you have the euro, which costs more. But if you were frugal and knew how to spend your money, you could actually make that money stretch further.
Hostels are like your best friend.
Yeah.
For sure. You meet so many different people from, Australia or London. That was the entire time. I would go to every country, and I would just meet someone from London or the UK or from Australia. Because in the summer, or people from the Midwest during the summer from like a Midwest college or something like that.
You know what, though? It's also because all the northern Europeans like to travel down to Italy and Spain for their summer vacations. So it's kind of like you're going to have some English influence in those areas compared to others.
Yeah, you often see like a little Britain in every country you go to, because it's just like the pound is kind of heavy. It's pretty ruthless. Like, you'll be like, you get that cola allowance, and you're kind of hanging out with the euro, the currency exchange, and then you go to UK for the first time, and I was eating sandwiches from a convenience store, and they had these snack deal things, and I lived off sandwiches. Like, I backpacked through the UK and France and Germany with my dad, and we just ate sandwiches the whole time.
Because it's just so expensive that you're just stuck.
Opportunity, man. Like, if you can get a good camera, right?
Yeah, like this one.
So
it doesn't have to be like this one, but
a pet peeve of mine is you go to Paris, right? You got a 4-day weekend. Go to Paris. Then you see other people that went to Paris, right? And I got my camera. I like taking pictures. I take some pretty good pictures. And then people will post like 50 pictures off their phone, and they're all like not cropped or like blurry,
they look bad.
And it's the same thing. And or you're in a bus with like a window, and it drives by real fast, and
it just doesn't look like.
It doesn't do. Time. If you're all the way to see the Eiffel Tower or Buckingham Palace or Big Ben, take the time to really get focus on a decent picture, because you're never gonna be that age and that place ever again. You really want to remember, so you don't want to waste it on some crappy quality on your phone.
Yeah, and getting a good photo with higher megapixels. So when you're not just gonna share these to Instagram and Facebook. You're gonna want to print them out. Like, you can kind of see back here, he has some stuff that he's printed out from his trips. Take good photos. Like, I think that's one key thing about being stationed in Europe is the photos. Like, I have hundreds of photos, but I always took like 10 good photos and post them, and I'd get hundreds of likes on that, rather than the person that took 200 photos on their smartphone, and then they just looked all the same. They were dull. They were unedited. Like, it's just crazy.
One other thing that I should suggest is you can go to a city, right? You fly. You kind of use whatever major airport next to wherever your station is, like a hub. Yeah. And you can check. Skyscanner is your best friend.
Yes.
Skyscanner.
Even if you're in the States, I think
Skyscanner is awesome.
You can still check it.
And then Skyscanner and Hostel World were like the best deals, everything. But if you got 4 days, right? Mm-hmm. Really just Google what is there to see in the city. Yeah. Make a list of what you could care less to go see, what you really have to see, and then if you find yourself right out the times, you find yourself having like extra like a day or two. Do you want to relax and hang out or like go drink or something? Or do you want to get a rental car and drive to a city and save yourself another flight to that country, because it's a lot cheaper to get a car and drive north or south or whatever. Yeah. And we would capitalize your time because it ends.
Well, the other thing is use your time while you're not on travel to map out your time during travel. So we would have I would plan out like where lunch and where dinner would be at and where we would cycle through. That saved us.
There's a website called Visit a City. I'm not promoting them.
Okay, we're not sponsored by them.
Because they keep giving me spam emails, so I actually hate them now because I'm not there anymore.
But when you were there, it was good.
Yeah, I dropped every place I wanted to go and where my hotel was, and it mapped out a route of where to go and on what days I could do, and it countered all their or included all their opening hours for museums and crap. So.
Yeah, so you can plan your trips out. There's tons of good information out there. This was just kind of our experience of being in Europe. I want to bring another perspective onto it. If you guys have any more questions about being stationed in Europe, our travels in Europe, and you want to see more, hear some crazy stories from it, let us know down in the comments below. Instagram, Snapchat. If you want to see my daily life, as always, thanks, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Love you.
Nicky MGTV.
Shut up.